Hello, Gemini, and welcome to your December 2022 astrology forecast. So, if you're a Sun Gemini, this is more what you're aware of, what you're pushing towards. You're striving towards that energy. Your moon is your internal world, and it's how you feel. It's also more subjective. And your rising or ascendant is your external world, your physical self as well. So, in the month of December, especially, we have Mars retrograde in the sign of Gemini. It went retrograde on the 30th of October 2022 and will stay retrograde until the 12th of January 2023. And Mars is retrograding in your sign. We also have a Mercury retrograde in December and will only go direct in January. So we enter 2023 with these retrogrades. Now, retrogrades as a whole are about past experiences, the past experiences coming now into our physical present moment to reawaken, learning, letting go, healing what we no longer want within our lives. It also triggers us sometimes to bring about deeper healing and understanding. Retrogrades are known to bring people from the past back into our lives. That's the energy of retrogrades as a whole. We are relearning, revisiting, reevaluating, redoing. Now, with the Mars retrograde in the sign of Gemini, what is important for you? This is asking you, how do you take action? Do you take action too quickly, impulsively, right? It is in Gemini. How is your anxiety? How is that affecting the way in which you react to things? This is asking you and changing you and shifting you into the way in which you take action. How do you take action? Do you act upon things too slow? Do you act too quickly? Do you act too impulsively? Do you wait until the last minute to take action? And how does that affect you? How does the actions that you take, Gemini, affect you? And what are the consequences of your actions? That's what a Mars retrograde in your sign is saying. It's asking you, what are the actions that you take and what is the consequences of those actions? Is it, does it bring more delays? Does it bring more frustration? This is also asking you about your boundaries with others. What do you tolerate? How much do you tolerate? When is enough enough? It's all about your boundaries. How do you take action? How do you deal with conflict? What action do you take in conflict? Do you react too quickly? Do you react too slow? Do you act impulsively? All of these things is what this Mars retrograde is rewiring within you. It's giving you the lesson of knowing when to take action, when not to take action. How do you take action? Yes, it can bring conflict. It can bring harsh words. It can bring people from the past or past experiences where you reenacted with someone else and you're like, I thought I was done with that. But it's teaching you deeper boundaries and knowing yourself about when to take action. Remember, you are the sign of duality, so it's teaching you about the duality within you. Because Geminis are ruled by duality. There's this push and pull about what to do, when to do it. Right? And that's the energy that's asking you to relook at. And like I said, Mercury is going retrograde in December as well. So make sure before then you sign all your contracts, before then, if you can, read things. If you're going to sign it during Mercury retrograde, watch your communication. Know that people from the past will re-enter your life. Let go of the past. It's a time for healing and going within. Now, on the 7th, 8th, we're going to be having a full moon, and this full moon is in your sign. With that Mars retrograde, what do you need to let go of that is holding you back, Gemini? Right? It's a powerful full moon, especially because it's going to be happening with that Mars retrograde, and it can bring up a lot of frustration. Energies are feeling stuck. It can make you feel deeply emotional. It can make you have a lot of anxiety. And this is what you're releasing. This would be a deep purge experience for you of letting go of all those feelings. And the feelings that are brought about by situations too and places. And it's deep because it's in your sign. It's about releasing within yourself. Releasing even probably aspects about yourself. And this is hard, especially with that Mars retrograde when it comes to action and conflict and how do you deal with that and how do you deal with boundaries and how do you let go and how do you know when to respond and when not to respond. all of those things you're working with and releasing, especially because with the full moon, the sun is opposite you. So we are dealing with the relationships, the situations, both personally and professionally, and knowing yourself. And this will be very healing for you, where you're going to release aspects of yourself in order for your own empowerment. On the 10th, we have Venus moving into the 8th house. This is opportunity for finances, but it can also bring up opportunities to pay off debts, people that you need to pay money. It also is an opportunity for investments to come through as well. This is money that you receive outside of yourself, financial institutions, taxes, and so forth. Jupiter will be expanding that area. Jupiter will also be expanding how you deal with your finances and also your psychological issues. Deep psychological healing and wisdom will be coming through for you. Jupiter in the 8th house also has to do with our intimacy and how we bond with other people. What are our fears about those bonds? What wisdom we can gain from letting go of our fears so that we can trust a little more. This is the energy of Jupiter in this 8th house expanding. Anything that you've been working towards can financially basically bless you during this time, or you can reach the reward, but it can be a time where you'll be really focusing on your finances and balancing out that energy, and also psychological issues, the fears, the insecurities, the trauma, the pain. The 8th house is very deep. It's a place of transformation where we got to face our fears, and through facing our fears, actually is also the same house of where we receive money outside of ourselves, partnering up for finances as well. All of those things. So if you go taking on a new job, getting that contract, seeing that that finances is where you want it to be, the financial income that you get, so all of those things. On the 20th, we have Jupiter entering back into your 11th house, and will stay until May of 2023. This is about expanding on your circle and the people that you connect to, and you're looking for them to be of higher mind, because it is Jupiter, higher mind, wisdom, jovial, light-hearted. You're looking to connect to those type of people. On the 22nd, we have the sun moving into this 8th house. On the 23rd, we have a new moon in this 8th house. And on the 29th, Mercury is going to go retrograde in this 8th house. The 8th house is death, rebirth, transformation, healing, letting go, finances, especially when it comes to taxes, insurances, payouts in those kinds of ways. Money that is, we partner up with someone. So if you're married, this is where you'll be looking at, what do you earn? How do I earn? How can we budget? Financial planning. That is all the energy that you'll be dealing with. Especially there, the sun will bring awareness to that. The new moon gives you an opportunity. But it's also dealing deeply with your psychological fears and anxieties about your abundance and what you can achieve and how you can do it. The Mercury retrograde can bring back people that you were intimate with in the past, especially with relationships there can come back. People that you had power struggles with can come back. People that, power struggles, intimate with. This can also bring up a lot of fears that you've had in the past that you'll have to be healing and transforming with that Mercury retrograde going into the next year. So it's a deep time for healing. That 8th house has to do with a lot of healing. It is the house of Scorpio, so it's ruled by Pluto, Lord of the Underworld, and Mars. It's about how we're taking action. How can we protect ourselves? Pluto, power struggles, underworld. What do we need to end within our lives? Where do we know our own empowerment? And our own empowerment comes through facing our fears and letting go of the things that keep us bonded, held back, so that we can strive and reach for new opportunities. Opportunities, 8th house is rewards, financial rewards outside of yourself. Financial institutions, banks, all of those kinds of things are ruled by the 8th house. So the more you analyze these things, it's a great time for researching. It's a great time for getting deep into spiritual practices. It's a great time for transforming, alchemy, where you manifest what you want to call within your life. But it is through going through facing those fears, taking a leap of faith, digging deep within yourself and letting go and transforming what is stopping you, what fear, what anxiety, so you can truly have the abundance and success you need within your life and want within your life. It's also going to be affecting your relationships. Secrets can come to light during this time. Eighth house is very good for bringing what is hidden out into the light. So secrets that you hold within yourself about yourself and what you want to achieve, and also secrets that others hold from you. The truth will set you free. Lies will keep you tied up. Deception will do that. Like I said, this is where we break those bonds, insecurities, fears, trauma, pain, deception, all of those things to set us free. And when we find that level of freedom and independence is where we seek out the opportunities that bring us the success we want. It's definitely a time for getting very much more intimate and more vulnerable with others, especially people that you can trust. It's a good time for psychology. It's a good time for delving into your own psychology and how you operate and what is your blocks and what are you releasing in order to move forward. Thank you so much for watching. Do have a beautiful December. There's a link down below for appreciation of these videos, as well as a link in the description for bookings of readings, as well as a link for 2023 reading. Thank you so much.